Since April has been over for 2 weeks already, I figured it was time to rank every movie I saw in April 2019. I would have gotten this video out sooner, but I just didn't get to it. And I know it's already May 15th, but it's better late than never. I'm not copying Sean Chandler, I swear, with these videos and everything. I came up with it, and then coincidentally, he came up with it. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I won't bother explaining it. So anyways, let's just get right into this video. Now, the order of movies I saw in April were Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Hotel Mumbai, Shazam, Inglourious Basterds, Enemy of the State, and Avengers Endgame. Now, with that being said, let's just get right into the ranking. Now, in 7th place is going to be Inglourious Basterds. I really did not like this movie. Some of you might be surprised by that, some of you might agree. I just thought it was very boring, and it was just not really enjoyable at all. And I went into this movie with this mistake of thinking it was based off of a true story. And, usually that wouldn't really affect a movie in your, experience with it, but for this one, it definitely did. And I won't spoil anything, but it was just a major disappointment. And some of you might love it, and that's fine, but I didn't. Now, coming in 6th place is going to be Batman Begins. This was a very solid and actually great action movie with comic book. It's probably one of the best DC movies. It definitely is one of the best DC movies. And it's just a great origin story with some awesome action, a great story and everything. They built up the character of Batman so great in this movie, and they just did a great job with it. And I unfortunately had to skip through some of the last half hour because I ran out of time, but still, great movie. It's just not higher on my list because I didn't love it. I just thought it was a really good movie. Now, coming in 5th place is going to be Shazam. Shazam is a really fun and enjoyable movie. It's not as good as Batman Begins, but I do think it is a very solid superhero movie. It has some really emotional scenes, some great action, although the last fight is kind of mediocre. But, it has some great emotion in it as well. And it's just a very enjoyable movie. I enjoyed this one more than Batman Begins, so that's the only reason it's higher on this list. But yeah, it's just a very, very good, solid, enjoyable movie. Now, coming in 4th place is going to be Hotel Mumbai. This was a dark, thrilling movie, which was based off of a true story. And this movie gets to your emotions really well. There's some scenes in this movie that are just extremely suspenseful, and it takes a while to full on care about all the characters in the movie, but you still care about them because I think some of them were based off of the true people in the story, or I'm not completely sure, but it just takes a little while to full on care about them and everything. But I think this is a great movie about the terrible things that happened in 2008. I'm not going to go into the whole story right now. If you haven't seen the movie, I do really recommend seeing it. It hasn't been talked about by anyone this year, and I really think it deserves to have more light shown on it. Now, in 3rd place is going to be The Dark Knight. I just saw this movie for the first time. Just stop. But The Dark Knight is a very great. It's like a classic comic book movie. Great action once again. Pretty dark. It's they did a good job with a lot of stuff in the movie, and you've all seen The Dark Knight, definitely. There's nobody in this audience that probably... What do you mean audience? There's 5 people watching this video probably. But The Dark Knight is just a very, very, very... I think it's one of the best comic book movies, if not the best. Well, it's not the best for me. There's still comic book movies I do like more than it. But The Dark Knight is still a very, very good movie. Yeah, I've just been saying it's a good movie and I haven't even said why. Great soundtrack. I think the opening 5 minutes were actually awesome. They were my favorite part of the movie because, I don't know, just there's something about a heist in a superhero movie that makes it feel different. And this movie doesn't rely on CGI and everything. It has mostly practical effects, and it's just a very great comic book movie. Yeah. Sorry, my allergies are really bad right now, so I'm messing up my words and everything. But I'm getting distracted way too much. Let's just get right back into the list. Now, taking a spot of 2nd place is going to be Enemy of the State. I love this movie. This movie is awesome. It was so enjoyable. Enemy of the State has great characters. I think Will Smith is actually really good in this movie. It's extremely entertaining, and I was actually really interested in the story in this movie. And that's not surprising, but you know, they just did a good job like keeping me invested in the story. And I think there's a good amount of action in this movie. Not like typical action movie like shootouts or like fist fights or anything. It's more like, you know, Enemy of the State kind of action. I don't really know how to explain it, but this is just a very, very entertaining movie, and it's one of my favorites. Now, of course, coming in first place is going to be Avengers Endgame. There's not much I have to say about this movie. I already did a review on it. Very great, emotion-filled, action-packed movie, and it has the true meaning of epic in it. The last 30 minutes are like movie magic. There's like the last 30 minutes was some of the best theater experience moments I've ever had. There's just so many moments in it that I absolutely loved, and for the 5 people who haven't seen it, I won't spoil anything that happens, but there's scenes where like the audience cheered, and there's a scene in this movie that really got to my emotions. Yeah, I'm never gonna forget that, but you know, it's just a great movie, and I've waited like forever for this movie, and everyone else has, so you know, it lived up to my expectations, and I loved it. Well, that's all for this video. Sorry my allergies were really bad. You know, I kind of messed up with a bunch of words and everything, but hopefully that didn't bother you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed anyways. I'll try to get an Avengers Endgame spoiler talk out soon, and I already did the rest of my skiing videos, but I wrote that in this video for some reason, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed those skiing videos, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.